Hi, Gemini. Welcome to my channel, Constellations Earth. I'm your master cosmologist and the head cheerleader to the stars with your May 2025 energetic forecast. We're going to take a look at the stars, maybe, and pull some cards for you, see what's coming down the pipes. This is the third month that I've done all sign readings, and I notice a very distinct pattern. When I do Aries, they initiate the topic. Then I get the meat and potatoes from Taurus. And then when I go to hit record on Gemini, I get the aha, the light bulb Einstein moment where my brain puts the pieces together and I'm like, oh, that's what we're talking about. Anyway, I was given two very potent and precise topics for all of the signs for the month of May. We'll touch on those first, and then we will start to pull some cards and see what wants to come through for your sign. I was very goofy when I hit record, and I'm hearing lighten up. Maybe you've been too serious lately and could use comedy and humor in your life. As I say that, I'm seeing the divine comedy masks, the one that is happy and the one that's sad, the two masks. Perhaps you're wearing a mask, wearing a veil, hiding sadness and need to tell a friend, or you are very happy and you don't want to tell a friend because they're sad and you have no one to share it with. You can share it in my comments. I will give you thumbs up and attaboys. Oh, and don't mind my paint hands. I don't have a disease. I was playing with spray paint today and I thought it was totally dry, but there was little drips, little drippies, and yeah, oops. Okay, for everybody, I've got these two themes. The first is horticulture. Horticulture coined it, I believe. I don't think anyone thunk up this word yet. So we will trademark it, copyright it, claim it on this channel. Horticulture is coming through as a combination of horticulture and heart. The sun is in Taurus right now and the earth in Scorpio. This is very garden, rich soil, getting out there in the springtime, growing some good shit, I heard. And we for so long have had a weed garden in our vessel in the fence lines of our own soul garden. We're finally going to weed all of that out and stop talking mean in our own heads, stop the internal bullying, and really plant the good shit in there and nurture it and foster it. With mana also a very Taurus topic. Manja, 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 moo, 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 choo, choo, choo. Ingesting soul food. No more junk food. Not in the form of actual calories of actual food. Mana being soul food, as in the other things that you engage in that nurture your soul, that warm your heart, that delight your inner child. More mana, less, I heard Trump. Trumpy dump. We can dumpy the Trumpy and listen, pay attention to, engage with things that actually bring us joy, make us smile, make us feel lighthearted. Maybe the topics are too heavy lately, Gemini. I've got Togetherness Quilt Oracle. I've got Oracle of the Roses and Goddess of Love Tarot. Let's go with the Goddess of Love first for you. What wants to come through for Gemini in May? Four of Cups. Interesting. I heard crying over spilled milk, and then I noticed that this looks like a recycling symbol where lamenting and crying and recycling the same dramas, the same sad sob stories. Normally, the Four of Cups is the proffered cup that is being ignored. You know, the universe is trying to hand you this cup of awesome sauce, and you're over here drowning in the sauce, drowning your sorrows, neglecting the mana being proffered in a cup, the chalice, what is that? The thing that Indiana Jones has to go hunt, that special cup. You know what I'm talking about. Now it's bothering me that I can't think of what the. Anywho, this is interesting because there's no proffered cup. All of them are dumping over. All of them are spilling in this recycling motion. Where I'm also getting a sense of complaining with peers. There's a sense of toxicity of even being around people who are bringing you down. If you look, there's a person kind of passed out at the bottom there. It feels very redundant, very toxic, very rehashed. And she's just passed out because she can't hear it anymore. The hit I'm getting is that you need to remove yourself from these toxic circles, from these groups, from anyone who's bringing you down. They're not bringing you up. They're drowning you in sorrows. They're putting you in a bad mood. Half the month is in Taurus season. There's a big rose in the back, you know? It's not raising you. It's putting a damper. And there's lots of pearls spilling. Pearls before swine. Wow, more pearls before swine. The Three of Cups. Three of Cups is situationships and third-party energy. I don't always read the Three of Cups that way, like most people do. But I actually do feel like there's a sense of hanging around the minor league with those little cherubs on the card, where you could use some more mature company. Ones that aren't going to gossip and spill the drama, spill the beans, that have more mature, better things to talk about. And I'm getting a real hit on alcohol here for some of you. I don't know that people who get called to my message would necessarily have a physical substance abuse issue with alcohol, but maybe someone in your family is struggling with that, someone close to you, because I did say situationship, and maybe they are the downer, the Debbie or David Downer. And I'm getting this need to even break up, to walk away. They're drowning you. You're an alcoholic with them, vicariously almost, kind of vibe here. The reason I think this is coming up is 𝗪𝗀 is the demon star. It also deals with alcohol, alcoholism, spirits, entities. Addictions, bad habits, negative habits that take you down, drown you, drown your sorrows, things that you use to drown your sorrows. We're all collectively dealing with that right now because Uranus is at 𝗪𝗀. It's 26 degrees of Taurus. Let me pull another card. Why is this coming through. The enchantress, the magician, interesting. It really would be kind of the spirit. Fire water. I heard fire water. And if it isn't alcohol, if it's not addiction to actual spirits, alcohol. Okay, so I just heard that some people are like alcohol and they're toxic and they make you drunk and they don't raise you up, they just bring you down. So in that way, there's this kind of drunkenness for Gemini to keep drinking at the gossip fountain and keep taking that in, you know, keep sipping on that. And, oh shoot, fire water, algal. Where was it going? I feel like I had something really potent and I lost it. If it's not actual, maybe I did cover it all. If it was meant to come back through, it'll come back through. The enchantress is alone as well. You might need to be alone until you find more inspiring, uplifting, positive friend groups. Get a rose card. It's definitely the opposite of mana. Mana would be like the Milky Way, the nurturance of soul food, of mana, taking in the Milky Way versus something addictive like spirits. Spirits and mana are almost two sides of the same coin, two ends of a polarity, different ends of a spectrum. Okay, you've got lover. You're punch drunk on love. Punch drunk love. I hate to break it to some of you, but some of you are in extremely toxic relationships and you're drunk on it. It is enchanting you and not in a good way. Woo! That got serious. I'm not even supposed to pull one of these for you guys. What is this? Tell me more. The caregiver. Okay, so somebody's nursing the bottle and somebody's playing the enabler, the caregiver role. This feels very specific, but it's also not. What I'm going to say here is think of this more, what am I trying to say? Like it doesn't just encompass being drunk or having alcoholism as a problem. There's some things that you're drunk on that are enchanting you and causing you to act a little tizzy, act a little drunk. You'll know what it is. I'm going to get one other rose card before I pull any other tarot cards. The ancestor, interesting. This is a relative too. This could be a mother, father. This could be a DNA. This could be in your DNA. This could be in your ancestral line, your maternal or paternal line. Somebody in your family maybe was an alcoholic and this had this downing effect on you, this downer. The number one thing that I'll try to I'll try to make this more applicable to anyone listening. There's a bad habit. There could be several bad habits because there's 4 spilled cups here. They are deep in your bloodline. And they're having this kind of enchanting quality, not in a good way, like a sorcerer or playing a trick on you. There's a delusional quality to it, and you have to go deep to clear it. Get one more card here. Everybody's messages are going really deep, and one of the reasons for that is because the Earth is in Scorpio for half of the month of May. So Scorpio just brings stuff to the light. It's like this mole. It's like a mole, and he's burrowing through the dark trenches, and he finds a thing that's hidden in your DNA or your ancestry or in your soul history or in the skeletons in the closet type of thing, and it brings it to the light, brings it up to be dealt with. The Witch of Pentacles. Why is this here? Queen of Wands. Okay. Definitely feels like it's more maternal, whatever this is. And like I said, it might not be alcoholism. It could just be something in the maternal bloodline that is causing delusion, causing sickness, causing poor moods, dragging you into drama and toxic situations or keeping you around toxic people. This card to me is not a benefic energy. It's very malefic feeling for you, where it's a trickster energy. It's a very seductress quality to it, not in a good way. One more card. Five of Wands. Show you the card. It's actually a pretty card. I'm taken aback because it actually has a positive quality to it. It feels paternal, actually, like a paternal strength that needs invigoration. It needs to be stimulated to combat whatever this toxic stuff is. It needs that masculine, protective energy, and it needs to be invigorated. It's an anti-venom. I heard anti-venom. It's an antidote. There's something, and maybe if it's not even your maternal line, this card looks like an ancestor. It looks, oh, phone's digging. It just feels ancestral. Let's just not even necessarily give it a gender or a side. But whatever this ancestral thing is, it's been long-standing, it's deep-seated, it's deep-rooted, and this energy is the anti-venom. This energy is the solution. This energy is the antidote. The Five of Wands is usually the card of fighting and infighting, kind of bickering, jousting. What I get from it is rousing the inner protector, the cobra has a shield. And there's this sense that it needs to be reinvigorated to protect you from this spirit, this ghost, this haunt, this old haunt. Take it and read it as you will. Let's grab out the Five of Wands card and see what it says. Because this card feels so potent to me, and it feels like the antidote, the solution. If your nerves are tense, your anxiety is high, and you feel like you're at a standstill, try breathing into your heart center. So this is a flop sweat. This is a standstill. The 𝗺culture is the breathing into your heart core. Perhaps some of you are breathing very shallow and you need to focus on filling your lungs all the way, taking deep breaths, slowing down when you feel your nerves and you feel tense and you feel anxiety. Perhaps if this is a personal, long-standing demon, such as alcohol or some other addiction, maybe you've already tackled it. Maybe you've been sober. Maybe you have been clean for years and years and years, decades. What this is saying is that there's something at the root still that hasn't been addressed yet. And it's still causing some of these feelings in you. Like when you dig out a rose, it'll come back every time if you don't get the majority of like the deep tap roots and all the big main roots out. It's very much like a hydra that I'm picking up here. If you cut off the head, like 5 more will sprout up. Energy, you have to go all the way to the tap root and you have to dig it out at the root cause is what I'm getting here. This paternal invigoration, this masculine protective quality can go in there and get to the root of it for you. The 5s are some of the toughest cards in the deck because they embody the firepower of Mars, and it's sometimes, I'm sorry, I think my mouth is going out. It's getting pretty late here. And it's sometimes uncontrollable aggression. 5 is the number of Gemini. The numerological association of Gemini is 5. 5 is the mind. This is a 5. I'm getting that the root cause has something to do with synapses, ways of thinking, very old ways. Think childhood. Something wired and fired together a very, very long time ago. It fused and it's been lighting and triggering. It's like this hair trigger, this thing over and over. In the realm of the wands, this firepower becomes extra combustible, necessitating an inner sense of peace and centeredness to understand how to navigate the situation at hand. There's a battle raging, beloved, but that doesn't mean you need to succumb to violence or petty tactics. Emphasis on petty. In lust and love, communication is key. Yes, you're fighting now, but what for? Interesting. Feels like battling an addiction of some sort, for sure. I want to leave you guys on a positive note. I didn't intend for that to get so weighty. But energy be what energy be. And we trust what comes through. Let's get a positive final message for Gemini for the month of May. Whoa. Crone of Swords. This is the King of Swords in this deck. I actually think it's interesting that it's like the neurons are fried, and the brain is fried and frazzled. There's a frazzled energy here where I feel like the blessing suggestion for you is to once again come back to this very cool, calm, collected, in charge, in control, masculine quality. That's one of your superpowers once you tap it, once you invigorate it, and you'll have a firm grip on your mind and will not succumb to these historic pitfalls, trappings, spirits, demons, ghosts, haunts. So your biggest blessing this month is probably going to be through breath work, through meditation, as your horticulture, as part of your mana. And when the mind starts to fritz, especially if it's induced by others or drama, step aside, be alone, come back to center, calm, cool, collected. And from that very placid, still mind place, you'll find great wisdom. Pretty sure that's not an owl, but I'm going to pretend it's an owl. Yeah. It feels as if, Gemini, that you could finally get a grip on this thing and have control over it forever. Be a master of it. Because you get a grip on your mind. You guys rule the mind. Once you get a grip, I feel like humanity kind of follows suit. All right. Thank you for joining me today, Gemini. I always enjoy doing these for the collective, and I will see you in June. Bye.